Hey everybody, just figured I'd jump on. Uh, really, really super hyped for the new Batman movie that's coming out, and just wanted to sit down and do a piece, for the movie. And I'm gonna go ahead and apologize ahead of time if I don't catch everything in chat because the way that I've got my phone angle. I might not be able to see everything, but I'll try and respond to you guys and get your thoughts on stuff. And hey, let's just talk about the Batman. Maybe what's your favorite Bat flick? Who's your favorite Batman? Um, just whatever. And I went ahead, I roughed this in earlier today. So I'm going to go back and add my details. Yeah. Super excited for this movie. It's all kinds of awesome. A lot of people were skeptical about Robert Pattinson, but I've seen a lot of his indie stuff after um, Twilight, and I was super hyped from the announcement. Can't wait to see what he does with the role. I think he'll be. I hate to compare him to Ledger playing the Joker, but I mean, I remember when I first heard that announcement, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how that's going to work, but we all know how that turned out. Really awesome. Now I can't see anybody else as Joker. I haven't even took the time to watch Joaquin's take at it because I felt like I'd be dishonoring Heath Ledger in some way, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's it's kind of the way I feel about it. Simply Fresh. What's up, Simply Fresh? Well, Lan, good to have you on. Is that well saying? Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, guys, I'm just doing a Batman pick. Super excited for the new Bat flick coming out in just a few days, and just want to sit down and do a Batman piece. He's always been one of my favorite characters besides Spider-Man, of course, but I don't know if you guys are excited for it or not, but I'm stoked for this movie, and I cannot wait to see what Robert Pattinson brings to this role. Just really can't wait. So, what were you guys' favorite Batman movie? And I apologized earlier. I might not see everything in chat because the way my phone is angled, and Samsung's kind of crazy about that anyway. Way you angle your phone, and I mean it'll let you see certain stuff, and then other things it won't. Anybody that's got a Samsung knows how that goes. I mean, it'll to cooperate with you or it won't at times. Which, I mean, iPhone's the same way. They all have their ups and downs. But yeah, if I get quiet at times, it's just because I'm focusing on the picture and what I'm trying to do here. Yeah, just sit back and I don't know. I got up this morning and wanted to draw Batman, so here I am drawing Batman. I mean, I know they're trying to do a more, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get more realistic than Nolan's Batman's, but it looks like this one very well could be that. So, time will tell. We'll all know here soon enough. It's just, what, 4 days away from actually coming to theaters. Yeah, well, I don't know what it's about. Like I said, I kind of cheated. I laid down a rough for this just for time constraints on live because we all know y'all are not going to hang around with me the entire time I work on this. If I would have started, from scratch, which I have done that, and you can go back and look at some of my earlier lives. I actually started out just blank sheet and went with it. What's up, Keith? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, man. If you want to jump in here with me, I'd love to have somebody to shoot the shit with while I work on this. What's up, JIG Comics? Good to see you. Yeah, working on a Batman piece, guys. Really excited for this upcoming Batman movie. And figured, what the hell? Might as well. Need a little break from my book anyway. Anybody that does that kind of thing knows what I'm talking about. You just need a break from the monotony every once in a while. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my characters. But I want to switch it up every once in a while. Keith, you still in here? Let's see. Good to have you guys on. I apologize if I kind of ignore the chat from time to time. The way I've got my phone angled is it's really kind of hard for me to see it and work on my piece at the same time. So just go ahead and accept my apology from the jump. Yeah, really excited for this movie coming. Can't wait to see it. What are your guys' thoughts on it? Let's see. There he is.
What is up?
Man, what's going on? I thought you jumped off. And I just happened to look down there and I seen the little dot on the camera. I'm like, oh yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I'm working on something right now.
Oh, come on. How you been doing, man?
Um, Good. Working on skylights and like I'm working on a cover for somebody right now.
Do I know
I don't know. You might know.
him? Oh, good. Man,
So,
I can't wait to see it, dude.
so I'm not
Telling
showing the screen right
you. Okay.
now.
Completely understood.
I've been looking up reference and stuff like that of the 1800s of clothing and stuff like that. And I found the cape you were talking about, so I've been looking just to get familiar with like the clothes and stuff.
Yeah, man, I pulled up all kind of stuff and saved different things that I really liked.
Yeah,
And I modified things here and there to kind of make it look, better visually. But I mean, I've always been in love with that time period. I mean,
oh yeah,
clothes, just everything about it,
definitely.
especially the architecture.
So you're excited for Batman?
Oh God, yeah. What about you? Not really?
Kind of. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it, and I'm just gonna go in without any expectations, enjoy it. It'll be good to get out to the movies.
Oh yeah,
Did you see Spider-Man?
I did. Loved
What?
it, man. I went opening day back when it come out.
I went to like a few days after opening, but I really enjoyed it. It was really fun.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see. I mean, ever since I seen that first kind of teaser for this movie, it's giving off this whole kind of Seven vibe from the very beginning,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
I remember that.
that's one of my all-time favorites. I absolutely love that movie. Seven, that is. And I
Oh
hope I
yeah,
love
Seven's
Batman.
awesome. Seven's awesome for sure. Um, I was listening to the soundtrack for the Batman coming out, and
Yeah.
that motif that they have going, it really sounds like a little kid playing like with action figures, or like like if you think
Oh,
about it,
wow.
how a kid like plays like dun, dun, like making up his own music. It almost sounds like
Yeah.
that. It's reminiscent of that.
Oh, wow.
But Matt Reeves, like I really liked the last two Planet of the Apes movies, and
Oh,
that's my
God. Yeah.
real like one hope for like the movie. Um, so uh, you know, I mean, it's kind of like hipster Batman, but I'm down to see what they got. And like Paul Dano's a great actor too, and they got good actors in there, so it'll be good. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting if nothing else. But, from everything I've seen from it, it's just excited me that much more.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of hard in my book to top the Nolan films,
yeah,
with the exception of the last one, which the last one was good, but it wasn't great. I mean, The
yeah,
Dark Knight, though, God, that's like at the pinnacle of comic book movies in my book.
yeah, yeah. I was listening to an interview of the cast for the Batman, and they all really sound like they really understand like what the character is and what to do with it. But so did
Right,
Nolan, and even Nolan was like, or Christian Bale was like, I don't feel like I nailed it completely. It's like understanding it is one thing, but then the execution in just that whole collaboration, I think, is more difficult in getting everybody to really understand what Batman is supposed to be.
right.
But listening to like that they're going for the detective story, and even Pattinson seemed like he understood like he said, he one thing that I liked, he said it just seems that like Bruce just wants to be Batman all the time. And
Yeah,
that's the nail on the head. That's the bullseye right
that's
there.
it. That's it.
And so that kind of gave me hope for the film too. So we're looking forward to going to see that. Um, yeah,
I mean, just like you just said, I mean, most people, if you don't get that, I mean, he's pretty much Batman and Bruce is the mask, you don't get Batman at all, you know?
yeah. I think like people, a lot of people get that about the character at this point, like seeing the movies and everything like that.
Right,
Um, but I'm not sure they know how to show that. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, if you read Batman comics over the years, then like you really been to Gotham City and Batman. Like if you read the
right.
'80s Batman and some of the '90s Batman, then you really know like you've been there. But the films, all these different iterations, there's always like missing components like every time. Like it
Yeah,
hasn't been the right exact, like there's been elements of what Batman is, but it hasn't all come together yet
right.
in any of
Nobody's
the
nailed it
iterations.
yet. I mean,
Yeah,
they've come close, but nobody's nailed all of it yet.
right.
And I mean, if anybody can, I think Matt Reeves can. I mean, look what he did for the Planet of the Apes movies. I mean, he really brought that home, man.
Did
That's
you
I
like those films?
I did. I mean, even though he didn't do the first one, I enjoyed the first one. That's why I come back for the next two. You
Right.
know, but he took it. He made it. It's, it's hard to explain. He just kind of he humanized it, and he made you feel empathy for him. And I mean, that wasn't
Yeah.
an easy task.
And Andy Serkis as Caesar, like
Oh
holy
God,
cow.
exactly.
I mean,
I mean,
they really went for it.
he should have been nominated for an Oscar for that. I mean, he
Yeah.
really should have.
I mean, it's
That
really operatic the way they went for it. And
yeah.
the themes they were they were exploring in a Planet of the Apes movie, you know?
hmm Which Andy Serkis, man, he that's another thing. I mean, he's going to be Alfred. I can't wait to see what he brings to the table
Right?
for that.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, you couldn't ask for a better cast. I
Hmm.
mean, just all the way around.
Mm. Well, you know who I was like I thought like a few years ago for Batman was
Who's that?
uh shit, what's it? Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, that
Can
could
you see
work.
that?
I can
Because
see that.
because like I think like if you
He's
think
got
of
that ferocity, man. He's got
right,
that underlying anger.
like
I mean, it just radiates off of it.
that Norm Brayfogle Batman, like I feel like he could have really pulled that off pretty nicely.
Yeah.
That would be really cool to see. I mean, it's not too late, but
I haven't seen you. You talking about Fassbender?
yeah,
Has he been in anything in a while? I hadn't seen him.
I don't remember
Which I
seeing
mean,
him
I
in.
hadn't stayed up to date on movies the last couple of years. I pretty much, which there hadn't been a whole lot out till the end of last year and this year. But I don't remember him having any projects going or anything
Hmm.
before COVID hit.
Maybe some indie stuff. I don't know. I got a bunch of screeners for the movies that came out this past year, and
Yeah.
just don't care.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
There was a lot of bullshit thrown out last year, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
you said it. Oh man.
I mean, just a horrible amount of bullshit.
Just every time I open the envelope and I pull out the screener, I'm like, what is this? What is
Yeah,
just throw it
I
in the
can
pile,
imagine. Yep.
unwatched. Hey, since it's just between you and me here,
Yeah.
I have a Pattinson story.
Okay.
So I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. But I was on a
Hey,
job.
man, throw it out there.
So I was on a job, a storyboard job a couple years ago, and it was well, NDAs kind of like fall off, and I don't know. Anyway, so so I was doing storyboard work for um, it was for a commercial,
Yeah.
and it was I think it was supposed to be directed by FK Twigs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and I'm drawing these like making my notes and thumbnails and stuff. I had to go out into Hollywood Hills in Studio City. And as
Yeah.
I'm walking, like, it's this private house and everything. It's all in the mountains, just kind of like off of near Universal Studio.
Right.
Uh, so I take these tiny winding roads into the hills and finally find this house. And the gates
Right.
open and I pull in and the guy meets me and takes me to the main house and we're walking and I look up and somebody's sitting in a hammock, like facing away, looking like, and the hammock is facing off into the like to the view of the
Okay.
valley there. And so I go inside and I start, you know, I sit down at the table and Twigs is there and the producer is there and they're talking about like what they want to do and she's like a dancer and stuff and she keeps hitting all these dancing poses and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, fine, but where do you want the camera? Just tell me
Right.
where you want the camera.
Yeah.
It's cool that you're she's doing these dances and like going into these contortions and stuff. But I was, where do you want the camera though? What
Oh.
kind of shot is it? And so well, this goes on for like 40 minutes. And the guy that was on the hammock outside comes walking in, right? And
Yeah.
he's and I look up and I say, "Hey, how's it going?" Because he walks over and just doesn't really say anything. And he looks at
Yeah.
what we're doing. And I look up for a second and I go, "Hey, how's it going?" Right? And he goes and he walks off and down the hallway and into the back room and closes the door. And I realized that was Robert Pattinson.
He didn't say anything to you, not
And
fuck off, nothing.
I didn't recognize him. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that was him because they were dating at the time on and off. And I
Oh
was
well.
like, oh, I was like, I realized after I left, I was like, oh man, that was Robert Pattinson. And I probably like hurt his feelings or something because I didn't like acknowledge that it was him or anything, you know.
I
But
don't know, man. He's got people falling all over him all the time. I'm sure it probably was kind of surreal to have somebody just treat him like a normal person.
and so I told my agent, I was like, oh, I think I saw Pattinson and I didn't know it was him.
That's pretty cool.
that
Might have
was
give him a good shot of reality.
that was probably like 17, I think. So 27, a few years ago. But it's funny.
Wow, that's good. I love that. I mean, hell, dude, they
But
need to
if
be
he was
brought off
bummed,
their high horse every once in a while.
right? So if he was bummed, then he comes in, and then I don't recognize him or anything. I just kind of like wave him off. I was like, oh, so maybe I made him feel bad, even worse.
Yeah. If you were drawing, you should have taken a notch up and said, "Hey, man, you're in my light. You mind moving?" I mean, really?
I mean, it might as well. I
Yeah.
might
I
as well
mean,
have been that because
dude. Yeah. Just tell me, hey, dude, piss off. I mean, you're in
I
my
was
light. I'm
just
trying to
like,
draw
I
here.
was like, oh man, I gotta get through this part of the job so I can get back and do the boards.
Right.
Because everybody, I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta hurry up and get everything is a rush when you're storyboarding.
Yeah. Right. You were focused. That's crazy, man. I love that shit. That's awesome.
I was like,
Yeah, you
oh
might as well
shit.
have just told him to piss off.
Yeah, right. That was what it felt like.
Oh wow, that's good. That's classic.
Man,
If you ever meet him again, you say, "Hey, you remember?"
he won't
I thought
remember. He won't remember.
he might be holding on to that one.
He's holding. I doubt it.
That might have cut him to
He's
the core, man.
he seems
Well,
like
he
he's
went
doing
back to the back room and, man, who is this dick that doesn't know who I am?
put
Doesn't
on
he
some
realize I'm
Radiohead.
Robert Pattinson? Yeah, I mean, God, I'm a freaking Twilight man. Everybody knows me.
Twilight. It'll be good though. All right. Let's talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right. So if anybody's not watched Spider-Man, we're gonna have spoilers. So
Oh,
don't watch this
definitely.
part. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Run
So
now.
what did you think? What did you think? Were you in a vocal audience when the first reveal came?
Oh God, yeah, man. I had people screaming. I had people clapping. I had people. Oh man, the theater was packed. I mean, there were literally people sitting in the front. They
Yeah.
were out of seats
Same.
and they were sitting in the front of the
Same.
theater. And I mean, I'd forgotten how much I'd missed the movie experience like that. I don't remember having an experience like that since Endgame.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean, I'll never forget the Endgame experience because I mean, folks were squalling when Tony
Oh
died,
yeah.
and I was teary eyed myself. I'm not gonna
Oh
lie
yeah.
about it. I mean, I've been following that character for 10 years. You know,
Yeah.
I
That was
was
a long
invested,
setup.
and I did not see that coming. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I figured Cap was going to be the one to bite it. I really did.
Mm,
So when Tony went down, it totally caught me off guard. But I mean, it made perfect sense. It was a perfect character arc. I mean, because it goes back to the first Avenger movie when Cap calls him out and says, you know, you're just a guy in a suit. You're not going to be that guy
yeah.
that jumps on a grenade for somebody. All you care about is yourself.
Yeah.
You know? It went all the way back to that. And I mean, to go that long and then finally pay that off, Feige knows what the hell he's doing, man. I mean, I trust him completely. As long as he's running Marvel, I'm not worried about the MCU.
Right. I mean, that that was a really special time to be experiencing that whatever 10 years, 12 years it was going on.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, how fun was that going to the movies and having that continuation of that bridging of all these characters that had never been done before?
exactly. And I tell you, I'm excited for what they're doing now. I mean,
Which,
the newest trailer that they did for Doctor Strange too, man. I mean, all bets are off when that movie hits. I mean, there's no telling what we're going to see in that movie.
yeah, I mean, are we gonna get Toby reunited with Sam Raimi? You know, like, come on,
I
don't
kind
miss
of
that
feel like we
opportunity.
will. I
You
mean,
know?
yeah, I kind of feel like we will. I really do.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be as near a big a thing as you know. I mean, I knew they. I had a feeling they would be in it for a while, but I mean, they were a very integral part of that movie. I figured, you know, they'd show up at the end right
hmm
there, you know, to help
hmm
him take down the Sinister Six, and that was going to be a wrap. They'd, you know, maybe 15 minutes. They were in over half the movie, man.
That was so fun. That was so
It
fun.
really was, and Garfield stole that movie in my book. He
You
really
know,
did.
I'm so happy that like people got to see him again as that character because he's my favorite out of all of them for the
Mine
character.
too. As far
Really?
as Spider-Man, yes, he's my
Yeah.
favorite Spider-Man
Yeah. Me too. Like
because he's the embodiment of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man we grew up with. You know,
I mean
just
from
that
the shape
smart
of the
ass,
hair and everything,
exactly, everything.
and you can tell how much he loves it, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no doubt he loves
So that first reveal like in the alleyway, you know, everybody just gasped in the theater
it. Yes, it's like
when
everybody. And
you saw the
I
eyes.
yeah, as soon as the portal opened and it showed the shape of the head, even before he turned around, I told my son, I said, "That's him." He said,
Yeah.
"Toby?" I said, "No, that's
Everybody
that."
got it.
Yeah, I said,
They're
"That's
like,
Garfield."
no, you know, like it was
Yeah,
so that was so fun. And then as soon as he turned around, you could tell by the shape of the eyes that it was
yep,
which Spider-Man it was, you know.
right. But
So
yeah, that movie was awesome. It really was.
so when on the at home release, they said they're going to have more footage of the three of them that were cut in the theatrical release.
That's awesome. I couldn't
Yeah,
be more excited.
yeah,
I mean, I loved it.
yeah.
I don't. If there was anything you could have changed about that movie, what would it have been? Anything? Villains, just a
Okay,
scene.
the the again, anybody coming in, we're talking about Spider-Man, No Way Home. So we're talking little spoilers here. So pop out if you're if you haven't
If you
seen it
hadn't
yet.
seen it,
Fair warning. So what I would change is I would have liked to see a little more character motivation for them to get back for Toby and for um, Garfield Spider-Man. Like I felt like there needed to be more urgency and um, motivation for them to return back to their homes
right?
because they were kind of like it was almost like they were okay with staying if that's what happened. You
Yeah,
know, it was just
yeah.
like
I mean,
they
it's
were just
like,
like,
oh, well, we can hang out and go on tour with the Avengers.
yeah, right. We'll
Remember
just
that part with Toby? He was like, "You were in a
yeah,
band." I
yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
Man.
So good, a lot of fun. But like it needed a little more urgency on the character like motivation part for them to get back. Whether it would have
Right?
been like they would like cease to exist if they stood there, or if they were in the
Yeah,
middle of something and they need to get back and like continue what they were doing, at
I
an
got
integral point. But other than that, like I'm fine with everything that went down. I thought Willem Dafoe was like fucking awesome. He
Oh God, yes.
really was. He really brought it. Oh, and Jamie Foxx was just Jamie Foxx this time. He was just like, yeah, I'm
Yeah,
Jamie
yeah. I
Foxx.
mean, it. It was.
There's no
He
character.
was just straight up. He wasn't acting. He was just being
No.
himself.
Yeah, there was nothing. That was not Electro from Amazing
God no,
Spider-Man. It was just
no.
it was just
That's
like Jamie
Terry Fox.
Foxx. Jamie Foxx and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was straight up Terry Fox. I mean, Jamie Fox. Jamie Fox.
yeah,
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 yeah. He was straight. Yeah, he was just being himself. But you could tell everybody in it. I mean, was having a lot of fun. I mean, you could tell. And
yeah,
Defoe, like you said, he just, oh my God, man, he took it to a whole new level. I loved him
and
in Raimi's. A lot of people said he went, kind of over the top. But I mean,
mhm,
that's how it was directed. I mean, Raimi's known for that, especially with the Evil
yeah,
Dead series,
yeah,
And he was just doing what the director told him to do.
mhm,
But I love the original series. I mean, without
mhm.
without Raimi and without Tobey Maguire, we'd have never got to this.
That was the first Spider-Man that we had ever seen since the '70s.
Yeah,
For
since the
what?
series back in the day.
That's a long time. We went years without having a Spider-Man anything. I mean, you had
Yep.
Spider-Man cartoon in the '90s, and then a couple really lame Spider-Man shows. But the film, like, that was the first time like we saw CGI Spider-Man swinging webs and anything. So that was '97. We were fucking through the moon. That was
Oh,
awesome.
God, yeah. I remember the first time I went and seen the original, when it come out. What was it? It come out after X-Men, wasn't it 2001, 2002? Because
Oh, what?
X-Men come out in what,
I was
2000
saying
or
I was saying
99?
97. It's not 97. It was hmm. Uh, look it up for
It was, it was early 2000s, if it wasn't 2000.
2002.
But yeah. That's what I thought. Wasn't sure. Couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Hard to believe. That's, man, 20 years ago.
yeah,
That's insane.
yeah,
Makes me feel old. But yeah, I'll never forget the experience of that. Seeing Spider-Man on the big screen for the first time,
hmm,
swinging through, like you said, just first-person view, swinging through New York. It just, man, I was in hog heaven.
hmm.
I never thought I would live to see that day that they would actually, do a decent Spider-Man film, and then we
Yeah.
got it.
Well, I mean, I really like the Amazing Spider-Man films. I thought those were fun.
A
You
lot of
know,
people shit on the second one, but I liked the second, The
so do
Amazing
I.
Spider-Man 2.
I like it too. And then um and I before No Way Home came out, I rewatched the two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and I wasn't
Yeah, I
really
did
into
too.
him being Spider-Man because it felt like kind of like Disney Channel Spider-Man, kind of like for Zoomers or something. But um, it grew on me after watching it, and I got hyped for No Way Home, and then I saw that he was doing his own stunts for a large part of
Yeah,
the action that was happening in the films, and that just gained my respect. So
right.
the cool thing
Well,
is just having the multiverse and the cinematic universe and being able to kind of embrace every version, and you don't have to like hate on one because you like the other. It's like you're able to
they're
have
all canon now. Yeah,
these different iterations, and like they all exist. One doesn't isn't canceled or retconned. It's like it's all there for like I mean, when we look at comics, you're following somebody for 10 issues, or it used to be that way anyway.
exactly.
And then somebody else took over. Now this is the artist and writer you're looking at. So it's kind of like that happening like that with the movies now.
Yeah, and that was really cool. I felt the exact same way. I mean, it was just after seeing that. I mean, honestly, if Feige hadn't come in with Marvel and teamed up with Sony, I'd have never, I probably would have cared less about it, but they really brought that home. I don't think Sony could have done that on their own without Marvel and without Feige. I mean,
Yeah,
they did it in such a perfect, uh, it was just perfect, man. They nailed it.
yeah,
And
it
I
really.
never seen that coming with Aunt May. I really didn't. They floorboarded me with that.
I know, like,
I
and
mean, that was
then
gut wrenching.
her coming out and saying the Uncle
The
Ben
line, yeah,
line.
the line,
Like, it just worked so good because of the um them acknowledging the multiverse, you know.
right?
And I mean, this wouldn't have happened, I don't think, without the Spider-Man that Sony came out with, the animated film. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Oh
with
god,
that intro, I mean,
exactly.
now we're looking at the setup for recasting Iron Man, recasting Cap, or bringing them back, we get to have all these different versions and new iterations of these characters.
Exactly. Well, you've
You know,
heard the rumors, huh? Have you
what?
heard the rumors about Doctor Strange? Tom
No.
Cruise
Oh,
is
no,
is Iron Man? Yes. Do
he's
you
too
remember in
old
the?
now.
It doesn't matter. You remember back in the '90s when they
Yes,
first started talking
yeah,
about Iron Man? I remember reading it in Wizard. Tom Cruise was attached to it then.
yeah, and I remember hearing it on Entertainment Tonight back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, Tom Cruise, like as Iron Man. I'm like, what is that gonna be?
Yeah.
And that could have totally worked. I mean, what was I watching the other day? And I was like, oh, he, and it was a movie like just the other day I was watching a movie and it was like this would have been great for Tom Cruise to be playing this part. Oh, Interstellar. I was like, Tom Cruise could have played the Matthew McConaughey part,
Definitely. Yeah. He'd have fit
right?
that.
Can't you see that? Can't you see
I can see that
that?
because I mean, I know it wasn't the same movie, but it was a similar role in my mind. Remember, was it Oblivion he did not too long ago with
Yeah,
where
yeah,
all the clones? I mean, it was
yeah,
kind of the same part though, in a way, as the
yeah,
McConaughey part in Interstellar.
yeah.
I could
And now,
totally see him playing that.
yeah, and now he's going to outer space.
Yeah, that's
He
going.
wants to do a movie
Oh,
in
he's doing
actual outer
it.
space.
Yeah, but what is it? Mission Impossible 8 or 9 is going to be filmed in outer space.
Yeah, 7 and 8. I mean, now they push it back to 23 and 24. If we last that
Yeah,
long, we'll get to see
yeah,
it.
exactly. If he lasts that long, I mean, he's up in the ante with all these with the stunts in every movie. God knows what he's going to try in space, and they're going to be like, Mr. Cruz, we're not assured for that. Can you please
He's
step back in the
he's
shuttle?
he's gonna come untethered and he's gonna float
Oh
off
yeah,
into space, and they're gonna be like Tom Cruise is lost, and then he's gonna come back with a bunch of aliens
oh
as
yeah,
world
as their
president.
leader. Yep,
People
he's
of
so
Earth,
charismatic they made him their leader.
people of Earth, these are my friends.
Yeah, wow, that would be hilarious. I could actually see that happening. I mean, really,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be something? The aliens on the dark side of the moon just happen to be, out playing around, and here comes Tom flying,
With his
floating by, waving. Oh,
waving, smiling, laughing.
yeah, big toothy grin. Just, hey guys, little help, please.
Tom Cruise, how you doing?
Yeah. No, you don't know me, but I'm kind of a big thing down there on
They like know
that
him.
planet down
They
there.
know him.
Yeah, but they've been intercepting his movies for years. They're all big fans. Oh, yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, man, I jumped on for a few minutes yesterday, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it, dude.
Yeah,
I got on and I was coloring a little bit, and
the
I
fatigue
got to
hit.
feeling a little lightheaded, and I was like, well, damn. So I just bounced off.
So COVID's still hitting you hard.
Not horrible, man. It comes and goes. It really
Yeah,
does. I mean, it's the worst part is pretty much gone. I mean, it was in my lungs bad. It was doing a number on my breathing, but that's pretty much okay now.
yeah.
But you know how we've talked about this before, the sleepy spells and the dizziness. That shit never really got out of my system the last time. It's just worse now.
Damn. Ooh.
And I can be hitting on all 8 cylinders, and then bam, I feel like I've been hit by a Mack truck and just want to go lay down and take a nap. It'll just come on just that quick.
Yeah.
Same. But yeah, I'm glad they haven't shown more than they have of the Batman. I'm kind of anxious, you know, because I hate it when they give too much out,
Yeah, totally.
and
And they do that a
basically
lot.
they do. They've gotten really bad at it here in the last few years, and they haven't really let a whole lot out about this one. I mean, yeah, we know Paul Dano's the Riddler, but and we know he's pretty much a serial killer, and that's about it. That's pretty much all you need to know. That's enough to get me hyped.
Yeah, I mean, I could, like we could just tear it apart and be like, oh, it'd be cooler if they did this or that. It's like, I
Yeah,
don't like that's no fun. Like it just takes the fun out of it. And I just want to like stay open to what is like what this vision is, and because they seem to be wanting to continue it, you know, and
right.
just try to enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
not the
It, like I said, it looks like they really had a lot of fun with it.
yeah, yeah,
And I mean, from what few little interviews I watched from the cast,
hmm
they seem like they get it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I
hmm
and I hope that relays to they kind of relay that in the movie itself. We'll see.
yeah,
Because I mean that movie, it could be super awesome or it could suck ass. I mean, it really could.
and if it sucks, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. So
Yeah.
they're not afraid of reboots.
No, I mean look how quick they rebooted Spider-Man after Amazing Spider-Man. I
So,
mean, what was it?
I'm
4 years? It wasn't no time.
yeah, you know, you know, I'm I have hope that we might get more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
I wish they'd at least do the third one. Just
Well,
let him
I'm
go ahead and have
thinking,
his trilogy.
dude, I'm thinking they need to they need to have Tom Hardy's Venom face off with Andrew's Spider-Man,
Oh, that'd be badass.
right?
That would be cool.
Because it is like it's darker, you know,
Yeah, it's
and it
definitely
could be
darker.
yeah.
I mean, shit, look what
And
they really went for it with the Gwen Stacy story. I mean, that was pretty damn dark. I didn't see
yeah,
that
that
coming.
was heartbreaking, man.
It was.
Every every time watching that is heartbreaking.
And people can say what they want to. What carried that movie to me was the chemistry between him and her in the second one. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, they had too many damn villains. There was a lot of shit going on, but those two carried that movie to me.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you didn't buy into anything else, you bought into those two and how
Yeah,
they
I
felt
agree.
about
I was into it. I was into the vision. Um,
it. And you're talking about, you mentioned the vision. Um, what are the odds that he pops up in Doctor Strange too, the new White Vision?
Who pops up?
The White Vision, the new Vision. Because,
Uh,
Scarlet
you
Witch is
know,
going to be pretty much, she's going to be the villain in this movie. I don't care what they say.
well, they in the trailer they've got an evil version of Doctor Strange. So it
Yeah,
looks like
that's the one from What If, the series.
they're
What
doing
If actually ties into it.
yeah, they're doing like his shadow self. They're getting all spiritual, philosophical, if you will, like Buddhist
Hmm.
kind of thing going on. Buddhism, where you have like the shadow self, and that's your ego and stuff like that. So it looks like he's going to be dealing with that because rewatching um, Doctor Strange, the original movie that he did, that has like he's very similar to Iron Man in a lot of respects. That how Iron Man was in the beginning, where Tony was very um, for himself and selfish and
Right.
all that. So he was similar in a way, and he still kind of carries a lot of that attitude still.
Yeah, he's really
So
cocky.
yeah, yeah. So,
And I've been watching a few things here. I'm trying not to get spoiled on that one, but I really think they're going to. We thought they were going to dive in the House of M in WandaVision, but I think this is the movie they actually do it in. I think this is where the mutants come in. Instead of her saying
mm,
no more mutants, at the end of this one, she's going to say, let there be mutants or something to that effect, or they're even, who knows with Foggy? I've even heard this rumor that it could be that they're going to go back and say that when that happened when she was a child, that she did away with mutants and the world that they're living in now is a pocket universe, and they actually open it up, and mutants
mm.
existed the whole time. They were just this Marvel universe has been in the pocket universe in her mind.
Well, that's the thing is they can really do anything right now, anything,
Oh God, yeah.
and it will work.
But I look for it to be something super creative, especially I mean, because they set the bar with Spider-Man. They really
Oh
did.
yeah,
I mean, it's wide open.
oh yeah. So whatever. I mean, we can complain all we want, but we just get whatever we get. Just keep doing
Exactly.
it.
I mean,
Like
it ain't like they called us up, Keith, and said, "Well, what do you guys think
no.
about what do we need to do for Doctor Strange too?"
Well, like hardcore fans on the internet, they act like they have a say, in what
Exactly.
they're doing, and it's like, guys,
This
we
shit kills
really
me.
don't. And a lot of that comes from not wanting, like, just not being creative in their own lives.
Yeah.
Just uh, and how many times like you see people getting in an argument about some kind of fan stuff, and it's like, man, you could be arguing right now with a 19-year-old or a 17-year-old about
Right.
Batman or something. It's like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Good point. I got a stupid question. I haven't
Yeah,
seen enough of the new costume. Do you know if he's got like slip-on boots or is it like combat boots?
I have no idea. I don't
I
really
mean, it
care.
looks like the rest of it they're going for a more tactical look,
Mm-hmm.
because it's basically the suit is what, year two? Isn't that what they said? Basically.
I don't see that. I mean, it's just like more function than anything. They're trying to make it practical and realistic and all of that.
Yeah.
And there's like this small comics like little strip in the back of year one that Mazzucchelli did, and he said it ends with the more like he basically is talking about the more realism that we inject into these superheroes, these comic book characters, the more questions come up because we're trying to like make them practical and real and find reason of why they are and is like how do they well, how does he breathe and how does he this and how does he that if he wears the mask and all that. So it's just like the more realistic we get, it really raises more questions, and you start to realize that wow, like Bruce Wayne is crazy. You know, he's just a crazy person.
Hmm.
You know.
He really is. I mean, basically, he's got three personalities.
Mm,
You got Batman, which is really him. Then you've got the Bruce that only people that are close to him get, and then you
hmm.
get the the made up Bruce that puts on the show for him.
Yeah,
I mean, he's basically got three personalities.
totally. I mean, that was all the way back to Kevin Conroy changing the voice from Batman to Bruce Wayne.
Exactly.
Like
Yep.
in those scenes where he'd be in the Batcave and he's talking to Alfred and he has like his serious voice, and then he has the Batman voice, which is to disguise his voice, and then he has the Bruce Wayne voice, which is like really put on and uh, friendlier, you know, kind of goofier.
Hmm. Right. Speaking of that, and I don't know if he's actually voicing the character in this one, but have you seen that they're bringing it to HBO Max? The Bruce Timm is jumping back on Batman, and they're doing
Hmm.
the more gritty R-rated animated version that he always wanted to do.
Yeah, I heard that or read it on Twitter, and I don't think Conroy is coming back for that. I think they're having somebody else come back.
Which I don't know. I mean, have you watched The Long Halloween yet? The animated?
No, I think
I
they
finished it
recently.
up last night. It was, man, it's so good.
Is it
Uh,
okay?
yeah, Jensen Jackals, or however you want to pronounce it. He does the voice
Yeah.
of Batman. Nailed it, man. I totally
Okay.
bought it.
I
Yeah, but
I can't get
it's
into those animated films. I
I've
just think
gotten
they're
into
so
a few
bad.
of them. I mean, some of them are. I wish they'd actually do a movie like that, like the one they did for Superman Doomsday. That one was
Yeah.
good.
I start watching
Uh,
it and I just can't get past the voice acting and the stiff animation. I just like, oh my God, it's just
yeah.
so bad.
One thing
I
I
can't do
loved,
it.
one thing I loved about the Long Halloween is they kind of. I mean, they didn't nail it, but they tried. They
Hmm.
went. They tried to capture Tim Sale's style for the book for the
Hmm.
animation,
Yeah,
and it was really good.
cool.
It was like the book come to life. They pretty much nailed it in my book.
Mm,
So it
that's
was
cool.
really good.
I watched The Dark Knight one, Dark Knight Returns. I watched
Yeah,
Batman
I like
one.
that one. Well, there's three of those now, isn't there?
What do you mean three?
there's three parts to that now. They went on. They did the Dark Knight Returns, the Dark Knight Returns 2, and then I think they come out with another sequel to it where he's actually, you thought he was dead, but I think they carried on that story in the animated movies. I want to say there's three of those.
I don't think they did Dark Knight Strikes Again yet. I don't think they did that. I could be wrong, but I didn't see it anymore.
And have they done Gotham by Gaslight yet?
Yeah, they did that.
Animated?
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I heard people like it, but every time I go to watch one of these things, I can't do it. I can't.
Just kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'm just so Batmaned out and DC'd out. Like, I think the most exciting stuff is just indie stuff for me now. I like seeing the new stuff that's coming up and that people are coming up with, like original stuff, and I'm more excited about that.
I would love to see a ultra mega uh, animated series talking about the indies. That
What's Ultra Mega?
Oh man, I've only looked through it. I haven't sat down and read it yet, but the visuals are out of this world. I can't even think of who created it right now. It come out. I want to say it's like a 4-issue arc,
Okay.
but it looks incredible.
Okay.
But it's indie. You get a chance, check it out. Ultra Mega.
I'll look it up. Is it anime? Sounds anime.
No.
Okay.
It's American.
Okay.
But it's got like kaiju and shit like that. I mean, it could be a manga, the way it's written and the way it's drawn. I mean, it's just, dude, it's badass. It's crazy.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now, because I'll forget. Ultra Mega. Cosmic plague is spread, transforming everyday people into violent monstrous kaiju. Only Ultra Mega, three individuals imbued with incredible powers, hold the line against this madness. Their battle level cities and leave untold horror in the wake. Who's putting this out? Is it just? Oh, it's through Image.
Yeah, I
Okay.
couldn't remember if it was Image or not, but as soon as you said it, I remembered seeing the little Image logo on the books.
Okay. This is totally influenced from what is it called? Ultraman,
Yep,
right?
kinda.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's like we were saying that one time. It's like impossible to come up with something completely that hasn't been done. I mean, it's really like you just gotta change it to your version of whatever it
Exactly.
is, because it's like I was looking for names for the superhero character that I'm developing, and it was just there's so many like whatever I come up with, whatever superhero name I can come up with, and forget trying to adopt an animal into a superhero's persona.
Right.
It's just everything has been used, everything's been done. Like, I was going through all of them. I was like, fox, wolf, coyote, like, all these things. And it was just like,
Yeah.
they're all taken, it's like,
Yeah, everything's been done. Well, shit.
it's impossible to, like, really do something that hasn't really already been used. I mean, whether it's big or small, if it's
Yeah.
somebody indie or who knows, it's like I'll Google it and I'm like, oh, it's already been done, or it just sounds weird, with like,
There I am.
there you are, like,
Yeah.
I was just like all these layers. I was like, Raider, Night Raider. I was like, that sounds like a
Yeah.
criminal, you know. So I don't know. It's just really hard to
it's like I said, the last time we talked about it, man, just take it and go with it. I mean,
Yeah.
you find what works for you and don't worry about it, I mean,
Yeah.
because you're telling a completely different story,
Mhm.
and odds are it's nothing like if you stole somebody's name. I mean, I guarantee you your character's gonna be nothing like theirs. Just go with your story.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Since you're here, here's a quick look. Here's a
Ooh,
quick look. Let's see.
oh hell yeah, God yeah, dude, that's awesome.
So there's the preview.
Oh, you got me psyched.
There's the preview.
Killing me, man, killing me. That looks so badass.
Yeah, it's fun to draw it. I got like some reference open of like the clothing, the Victorian era, and everything. So, and I'm using this new, this different brush for this one that I've never used this one. It's kind of cool.
I'm looking for a kind of a dry brush, kind of give it a kind of a smeared look. And I found a few on
Okay.
Clip. I'm gonna have to get in there and do some digging in their
Hmm.
asset page, and see if I can find exactly what I'm looking
Are you
for.
drawing? Oh, you're drawing in Clip Studio?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Well, people even sell stuff that you can buy,
right.
brushes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through their assets and look first, and then I'll kind of start nosing around and see if I can find what I'm looking for.
Yeah. There's so many. I was buying these brushes from Kyle Webster, and
Yeah.
then he teamed up with Photoshop, and they all came free. I was like, okay, well,
What
fuck.
is it? Oh God. Just totally. I tell you, getting old sucks. You have so many brain farts. Uh, it's not Redbubble. That's a t-shirt company. It's one of these little art. It's not DeviantArt, but it's a page kind of like DeviantArt that a lot of artists are on, and they
Hmm.
sell their stuff on. They have a lot of free brushes on there.
Like
Um,
ArtStation or something?
no, it's not ArtStation. I am on ArtStation. I hardly ever look at it, but I'm on there. No,
Okay.
this is damn, what was it? Bubblegum Road, maybe. Does
Oh,
that sound
Gumroad?
right? Gumroad, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can get on there sometimes, and they'll have a whole slew of brushes that you can
Hmm.
download for free.
Yeah. Yep.
Bubblegum Road.
Bubble Gumroad.
It's almost like the lollipop
There's
station.
there's the
I
next anime
mean,
or manga. Bubblegum Road.
yeah. Wow. Oh man. What do you think? I'm still debating about the laces.
That's cool. Where are you putting laces?
Down the boot, making them making it combat style. I don't know. I was thinking about
Mm,
coming right down the front of the boot, but I don't know if that works. Even with this Batman, I don't
maybe
know.
maybe maybe do like because he's got like armor on and stuff like that. Maybe do like a shin guard type deal instead of laces.
Yeah,
That might be cool.
hell yeah. I didn't
You know,
even
look
think about
look at
that.
look at look at Affleck's the Snyder Cuts boots. Like they have like
Right.
this armor on the front of his shins.
Yep. I'd
Like
forgot all about that.
yeah.
Affleck was probably my favorite Batman because he reminded me so much of Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, the
Um
costume and everything.
yeah, I rewatched um um the Batman versus Superman recently, and the origin beginning with Hans
Yeah.
Zimmer's score, and like that gets me every time. Like it's so like as far as like cinematic interpretations of Bruce's origin on that night,
Yeah.
that is like that's amazing to me. And then when
Yeah.
when he runs into when the building collapses and everybody's running away and Bruce runs right into that
Runs
spot.
in. And
Oh my God.
that's Batman. I mean, that's Batman, dude.
Like that chokes me up every time because it just like it's so indicative of like 9/11 and what those what everybody was going in to like all those fire first responders going in to all of that. It was just like of course Batman would be doing that, you know.
Exactly.
It's really great, but there's just like the rest of it is he didn't seem like he was too much into it, Ben Affleck.
No,
I was a
man.
little disappointed.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he really seemed like he was into it into Justice League. He looked like he had a lot of fun in Batman versus Superman. But I think when Snyder left, when that
Yeah,
happened with his daughter, in
yeah,
Justice League, I think that's what killed it for Affleck.
yeah. Well, it
I
seemed
think
like
he was totally on board till then.
there was a lot of studio conflict with what
Snyder,
Snyder
yeah,
and Nolan were wanting because Christopher Nolan was like he picked Snyder to do it,
yeah,
and so they were, you know, he had Nolan had Snyder's back, but there was studio interference, and I think that just really
well, I mean,
disrupted
what's
like
his
the
name?
enthusiasm.
God, Jeff Johns.
Yeah,
That's one of them.
yeah,
And I can't remember the studio, the head of the studio at the time. He kind of clashed with Snyder. And I mean, people can say what they want to. I love the Snyder cut. I mean,
I do
so
too.
what if it's 4 hours long? It's
I
fucking
do too.
awesome.
It it is relentless. That watching the extended Batman versus Superman, it was like by the time it was over, it was just like, whew, like it is
Yeah,
so long. It is relentless. It is definitely in like an inspired vision. Like this is it. I'm not compromising. Same thing with Snyder Cut, and it. I mean, to me, those are going to hold up more than
oh
the
God, yeah,
Marvel stuff over the past 12 years. I
definitely.
mean, I try to rewatch some of the Marvel movies, and it's like it's not as good. You
Tell
know,
you
they're
one that I can
entertaining.
watch. Yeah, I can watch over and over, and that's the first Avenger. I love it.
I love that's Joe Johnston,
Yeah,
Rocketeer.
Captain America, the first Avenger. I mean
Yeah,
that movie fucking perfect.
I mean, look at like that movie and the Rocketeer are so similar.
Oh yeah,
Like in
I mean
that
it's the
kind of
same movie basically.
spirit, like it's so good.
Yeah.
And Joe Johnston is like he was storyboard artist and model maker on the original Star Wars movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, I got the original Star Wars trilogy book with all the storyboards in it, and a
Yeah,
lot of that stuff is Joe Johnston. Like, so he was doing all those effect shots. He was a big part of that. And
right.
then and then I was like, oh my God, he directed Rocketeer, First Avenger, same guy. So
Yeah.
he's he's awesome. And I mean, that's the only one he did was the first Avenger, and it's pretty fun. Has that American spirit, you
Oh
know?
yeah. I
you
mean,
know?
you feel all patriotic. You want to go out and just beat the shit out of somebody when you get through with that movie. Feel like you can
Like
run through a brick wall.
yeah, and that time period of the 40s and stuff he does that well.
Yeah. And I mean, they captured the same thing with Wonder Woman to me.
Yeah,
That's another one I can watch over and over and
yeah. When she walks out into that field,
Yes, God, yes.
right? What a
Yeah.
moment. And look at the
She's just
huge
charging through
difference.
there.
Yeah, look at the huge difference between that and 84, where Snyder's effects people isn't involved. He's banned from being on the creative advisory and producing. Like he's not there, and it shows. It
Yeah.
shows. I mean, I don't know what the hell 84 it's so bad. It's so bad.
It was horrible. And
Yeah,
it was.
I
I
was
was
disappointed.
shocked at how bad it was. You
Yeah,
know, I expected her to come out swinging with that one.
yeah,
And I mean, halfway through, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, I mean, she
yeah,
lost all the magic that she had in the first one. That movie it could have
yeah,
been so good, man. It
yeah.
really could have.
They
And I
got
mean, I
on.
didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it that
I didn't enjoy it. It was like just I don't know what they were doing. It was like
much. Yeah. It was all over the place.
yeah, just weird choices, weird story,
Hmm.
just all everything.
And, you know, bringing Chris Pine back, I didn't get it. I mean, okay, so you
No,
got a wish stone and you bring Pine back, but it's not really him. I mean,
he's in
okay.
another guy's body,
But
but
yeah, he's in another guy's body.
Chris
Everybody else
Pine.
sees that guy, but you see Chris Pine. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, we took
No,
Shallow Hal and mixed it with
we see Chris Pine. That's it.
oh, okay. Okay. So they took
See?
Shallow Hal and turned it into into Wonder Woman and mixed it
Yeah,
with Wonder Woman.
yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
and yeah, that ought to be the underwriting for the movie description. Shallow Hal meets Wonder Woman in 1984,
yeah.
and that's Wonder Woman 1984. That sums it up in a
I don't
nutshell.
think I'll ever watch it again. I
No,
watched it once.
no,
So,
no. I don't think I could stomach it again. No.
no.
Like I said, that first one I watched several times, and I'll probably watch several more times throughout
Yeah,
my
it's
life. I
rewatchable
love it.
for sure. It holds up. It's fun.
The only thing, I mean, the ending. I love the ending. I'm talking about the battle scene. They
Oh,
over
yeah.
CGI'd it.
It it was that that fell apart at the end too
Yeah.
with the villain.
I mean, the Chris Pine ending that was perfect. You kind of seen that coming.
Yeah.
But as far as the fight, you know, that was tough to watch.
Yeah. They lost their way there at the end.
Yeah.
It just seemed like
I mean, they had me until then, and
yeah.
then they just kind of dropped
That superhero versus the grounded reality is I think where the superhero's strengths are when you
me. Yeah.
have I mean that's the whole point of having the superhero is to have these horrible things that normal regular people like you and I can't really like we can't do anything about, but
Right.
the the idea of having a superhero who can overstep and jump over that fence and get in there and save those hostages,
Yeah.
that is like that's where the wish fulfillment is with superheroes. And I
Right.
think if we see more of that, I think we can. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Well, dude, I hate to jump off here, but just have to get off and see what my family's up to. But I have enjoyed it as always, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
appreciate you
always good
coming on with me.
talking comics, man.
Comics, comic movies, comic
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, again, I'm loving that. I can't wait to see the end of it. See what you do
Well,
with it.
I'm gonna pick this up again tomorrow. I don't think I can work on it anymore today.
Oh, that's
But
complete. Like I said, no rush, dude. Take your time.
but
It's
I
it's
like
looking
the art style
badass though.
too.
It's looking good. I mean, damn.
It looks cool. All right, man.
Take it easy,
Talk
brother.
soon. Later.
All right. And peace, everybody.